Alright, welcome to Doozer shop. Well, I did it again. I bought something cool, so that's kind of neat. Why don't I just grab the camera and show you what I got, and I'll talk as I walk over there. Alright, so been busy around the shop, doing all kinds of stuff. Man, everything I have, the rubber's been rotting out. I've been replacing tires like crazy, as you can see. But anyhow, the shop truck, the 92 Chevy, has been busy, as well as the trailer, earning its dividends. So I went to see Jonathan W. You guys probably are subscribed to Jonathan W. He's got a virtual steam park, a lot of steam engines over there. But I went over there yesterday and dragged home this big yellow thing. And no, I was gonna grab the flashlight. Oh well. But this, let me kind of back up. Tripping. This is a portable air compressor, right? This thing is an Ingersoll Rand, made in 1977, so it's about as old as I am. And I bought this at a pretty good price from Jonathan, and he had this for running his steam engines without before he had boilers, right? So he'd fire this puppy up, and it's engine driven. Okay, it's engine driven. That's kind of why I bought it. Now, I should have grabbed a flashlight. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me slowly come in here with the camera, and maybe the aperture will adjust. That is a Detroit diesel. Okay. That is a V6 diesel engine. Detroit calls it a 6V53 because it's 6 cylinders, 53 cubic inches per cylinder. So that's why I bought it. Okay. I really don't know if you. I can't read the hours on it, but you know, having. I don't even know if it's original or what it is. Oh, it's got gauges. That's cool. I never even noticed that. And throttle, da-da-da-da. So, thing's big, right? I mean, hold on. It's kind of what it is. Some details. I don't know. So, oh, that's the fuel tank. One of the things that, well, let me show in here. This is probably gonna be not so good because of the lack of light. But so there's two of these air cleaners, right? And water rotted the top out of this air cleaner, right? This thing is, it's like. Trust me, it's rotted out. And that's where the air goes into this. There you go. That's where the air goes in, right into the top of the engine. There's no carburetor, it's a diesel. And you can see there's a muffler over here, right out the top. There's a muffler, and it comes down to the manifold, and the other side's a mirror image. It's the same thing. So that's what it is. Back up a bit here. This thing is like, I think it's at 600 CFM at 100 PSI. That is redonkulous. It's just silly. So it's got a pintle hinge, and it's got a steering axle. So the wheels actually steer. I've seen Dexter on the caps, but maybe that's just the caps. I chained it down. Okay, so it's got the air coming out, and that's like a 4-inch pipe, right? And it comes to a check valve and your manifold and your glad hands coupling. So I think Jonathan lit the hose on fire because it was just, the regulator was dorked up and it was just pushing so much CFM. But come down here, and there's the regulator that I helped Jonathan repair it one time, and it was all stuffed up with rust. And like I said, there's the other manifold. Kind of hard to see. It's got like a little itty bitty battery, but it had 2 Group 31 batteries in there. I'm pretty sure it's 12 volts, so it's kind of neat. So there's the outlet pipe. And I guess that's compressor oil. This is a vane compressor, and that's a separator. There's another air filter. That's for the air intake. But anyways, it's got. I need some tires. It's got a pretty stout. It's got like a 10-inch frame under it. You know, very stout unit. I don't know what. See, I'll chain it down there. It's got a cute little toolbox. Might have to purpose that on something else. But that's what it is. And like I said, I bought it for the engine. It runs and compresses air, but if you look underneath the bottom, you know, the radiators, the mountings for the radiator are rusted, and there's a fair bit of rust just from sitting, right? And I mean, there's a huge radiator in there with antifreeze and another hydraulic radiator cooler type thing. Could a guy use this as a air compressor? Like, yeah. I just think it would need a bit of work. I just think it would need, you know, a bit of going through. I mean, this thing has kind of been used hard, and it's got wiring. Everything's pretty much there, but it's just kind of in a state of, like, everything needs a bit of attention, but it does run. A little solenoid drawing or something, I don't know. It's got Ingersoll Rand. It's got 8x16 5 tires. Oh, some ISO hardware is used. 1977. Antifreeze. Okay, so I mean, it's so big you can get in there, right? I mean, just look at it's just huge. It's just enormous. And that's some kind of oil filter for the compressor side. There's a pneumatic governor. It's huge in there. So, you know, I've heard this run. There's the gas tank, a diesel tank. I've heard this run at Jonathan's house before when we were getting the pressure regulator working. And dude, this thing is as loud as the space shuttle launching, like a jet aircraft taking off. This thing is so loud. It is ridiculous loud, because it's a Detroit and because it has air. Just we had the air wide open because there's no tank. So and you know, but anyways, it's darn big, and it's 8,000 pounds, right? 8,000 pounds. So I tugged this thing. I live 2 hours from Jonathan, so I came back yesterday tugging this big boy behind the Chevy truck, and the truck did great. You know, it's a 5-speed. If I ever showed you guys, I don't care. For a 92, this thing's pretty clean. And yep, it's got the 5-speed. That's a new venture NV4500, NV45, and I got my trailer brake controller mounted here. It's mounted on a bracket that goes right down to the base of the steering column. So it's mounted super rigidly. It's a good spot. I can just manually do the the hand actuation of the brakes if I had to. So anyhow, that's kind of where it's at. I love this truck. 350 engine and the 5-speed manual transmission. So yeah. But anyhow, this thing's so heavy. I don't know. I was thinking maybe I should yank the engine out of it while it's still on the trailer and take it to the scrapyard. And it's kind of crappy to do that, but it's a vane type pump. It's a flooded vane. The vane's flooded with oil. And I don't know exactly how these air compressors work, but I know how a vane pump works, and I understand the concept of an oil immersed pump. But one other idea I had was to get rid of the whole sheet metal doghouse and make a wood deck on this trailer frame. This whole thing's rated for 8,000 pounds, right? So this would be a jam-up trailer frame, a towable trailer. I'd have to get probably 4 new tires. You can see 2 are missing and 2 are kind of not so good. The old 16.5, 8x16.5, I'd have to get a couple tires, and I'd get some, cheap imported, Far East tires or something. But might be a good trailer. Dude, there's so much stuff in there, so heavy. It's just so ridiculous. But as a trailer, that thing is, let's see, from there to there is, I bet you that thing is 10 feet, maybe 9 feet from stem to stern. So that's the back with the toolbox. That's the back, and of course the hitch pull from the front. So anyhow, I bought it for the Detroit diesel. So the 6V53, the 53 series engine is the smallest per cylinder cubic inch displacement, and why that's kind of a coveted thing. If you wanted to put this engine, swap it into a truck, like a 1-ton truck or a 1-ton or 2-ton, I've seen guys put them in 1-tons. It's a squeeze. But they'll rev up a bit higher. Now these things will rev 3,000 RPM, maybe a little bit higher. The 71 series, I think only revs to like 2,500. These might rev to 3,500. So it's a more usable range for a smaller highway truck. I think it's got an SAE number 2 housing, or maybe even a little bit bigger than a 2. It's either 18 inches or 20 inch. I gotta measure it. But anyhow, let me know in the comments what you guys think. What I should do with this thing. If I should, just. I didn't buy it to resell it. I'm not gonna make a profit on this. I don't want to. I want the engine. I don't need to sandblast anything here at Doozer Shop. If you had to sandblast, good God, this thing would sandblast. But it is so loud. I bet you if you when you start it up, it runs 1,800 RPM or something like that. No, maybe it runs higher than that. I don't know what it runs, but you could probably just idle this thing down, add an idle and produce enough air to, kill a horse. But anyhow, it was a good trip yesterday. I had fun seeing Jonathan and his basically a steam museum, I'm going to call it. If you've ever been out to Jonathan's place, it is a bona fide steam museum. He's got multiple boilers, and he's got about 30 engines out there that run. I'd say 20 of them run on air, on steam. But anyhow, all right, enough of this. I just wanted to show you guys what I dragged home. I'm going to yank the engine out, I guess. Should I do it sooner? Should I do it later? I got 1,000 other projects. I want to put the engine in, one of my fire trucks. There's one there. There's one out in the field, which I got to get tires for. Or should I, should I just take the engine and get rid of it in the scrapyard? Or should I make a trailer? I got a trailer. It's on a trailer, a dandy trailer, so I really don't need a trailer. I don't know. it was sort of a deal, and I told Jonathan, I asked him if he ever gets rid of it, keep me in mind. So he did, and I didn't want to go back on my word of you know, yeah, I kind of wanted it. So anyhow, let me know in the comments what you think. I guess that's it for now. I'll do a more in-depth review or a first start or something else as I get going. I know it runs, but I'll show you guys. You know, I'll check the oil and everything, the coolant. All right, for now, this is Doozer Shop.